Hello everyone, you're welcome to today's video. So just like always, I bring you another good news. So there's this breaking news that will interest you. So you know how a lot of people are looking for caregiver roles, in the UK, in Canada, in America, and all of that, because migrating abroad as a carer, was like the easiest, pathway for 2022, right? So many people that wanted to migrate and probably did not have, skilled occupations, or, they were not in the occupations that are in demand, in these countries of their choice. They saw that moving as carers, was easier, easier to meet the requirement. It's, kind of fast, to just get into the profession, without a background in health and all of that. So migrating as a carer, right, is one of the top pathways, that people use to move abroad. And on my channel, I've showed how to become a carer, without a health background and all. You're going to see that in one of my videos in a playlist that is going to be up here. So I've talked about how to migrate to the UK as a carer, how to migrate to Canada as a carer. So this is another video on how to migrate to a new country as a carer, and the country is Australia. So good news, Australia just launched a pathway for carers, right? So if you're a carer, you really need to watch this video. I'm going to tell you all about it, how you can move down to Australia as a carer, right? So you want to stick with me in this video to get all that information. And in case you're wondering, maybe you're seeing me for the first time, my name is Jackie and you're welcome to my channel. Here I share information to help you migrate abroad to study, to work, and to live. So maybe consider subscribing to the channel so you can be seeing when I post videos. You can also turn on the post notification bell as well, so every time I share a new video, you get a notification and then you click it to watch the video. If you really want to migrate, my channel is one place you want to stay on, okay? And to my old subscribers, thank you so much for coming back to watch my video again. And do give this video a thumbs up, that is a like, just to support the channel, right? Your likes really help the channel, all right? And if you want to talk to me personally, you can send me an email and then we can arrange for a one-on-one chat where I'll get to talk about your own personal needs, right? And you can also send me a DM on Instagram as well. So those are two ways you can reach me if you want to talk to me on a one-on-one chat. All right, okay, so let's get into it. So Australia just launched this pathway. It was updated on the 5th of May of this 2023, just a few days ago. And I'm just going to show you everything about it, all the information that they've recently released about this pathway. So it is called the Aged Care Industry Labour Agreement. All right, and so Australian aged care providers can now apply to access the new Aged Care Industry Labour Agreement. So this is new. They just launched this for, the care providers in Australia to hire, carers from overseas. There is shortage, obviously. Almost every country is seeing this shortage, in the healthcare sector. And Australia is not an exception. So they've seen this shortage, and there are cases where these aged care employers are short-staffed and they can't find carers in Australia. So the government came up with this, so the providers, the care providers can extend their search, outside Australia and hire international carers. So that is good news right here. So we're just going to find out how it works. Let me just read, this information that they put out on the 5th of May. The Aged Care Industry Labour Agreement streamlines the recruitment of qualified direct care workers from overseas to work in the aged care sector. Employers can use this agreement when they can't find qualified candidates. Employers can use this agreement, to hire carers from overseas, when they can't find qualified carers within Australia. So that is good. So to access this labor agreement, employers must first enter an MOU with the relevant industry union. So that is for the employer to sort out, okay? So there's information, about the purpose of this aged care industry labor agreement. So let me read that, yeah? So you can use, speaking to employers here, you can use the aged care industry labor agreement to sponsor overseas workers for the temporary skill shortage, the subclass 482 visa, in direct care occupations such as nursing support worker, personal care assistants, and then aged or disabled carers. So care assistants, nursing support workers, and aged or disabled carers can be hired, through this agreement. Okay, and then you would need to have made recent and genuine attempts to recruit workers from the domestic workforce pool, right? So these employers need to, look for carers within Australia. Then they can go ahead to employ from overseas, but they must try to hire within the country first, before going overseas. And the number two purpose of this is to sponsor overseas workers for permanent residence under the Employer Nomination Scheme Subclass 186 Visa Program. The workers must have at least 2 years of full-time work experience in Australia in a recent direct care occupation. So after working for 2 years in Australia on this agreement, right, on this pathway, you can apply for permanent residency. So that is really good. Just after 2 years of working as a carer in Australia, you can apply for permanent residency in the country. Whereas in the UK, you'd be needing to work for 5 years before you can apply. And then for Canada, you can work for 1 year and then apply for permanent residency. So this is really good. Migrating as a carer is a very good way to migrate. It, gives room for quick settlement in the country of your choice, if it's Canada or Australia, obviously. Okay, so applying for the aged care labor agreement. So this information here is for the employers, all the things they need to do to, be able to hire overseas workers on this aged care industry labor agreement. So that is for them to sort out, Okay, so, so terms and concessions. Yeah, so let's see this. Access the following concessions to standard skilled visa requirements. Number one is 2-year pathway to permanent residency, yeah, and then streamlined visa nomination and priority visa application processing. So it is easier, it is faster, to get your visa processed on this pathway. No post-qualification work experience requirement, so that is taken out, but there is English language concessions for workers with relevant community language skills. And then the annual salary for this is at least 51,222 Australian dollars. So that is the minimum salary that an employer can pay their staff on this pathway. So that is really good. So either they pay that or they pay the Australian market salary rate, whichever one is higher. So whichever is higher, if it's this $51,222 or the Australian market salary rate. So whichever one is higher is what employers are going to be paying the overseas candidate for this pathway. All right. And then the key, visa application requirements. Now, this is what you need to apply for this visa. So this is very important. You need to know this. So you hold a relevant AQF certification 3 or equivalent. So you can look for what this certificate is, and then look, if you can't get this, whatever is equivalent to this one, then you can get that. Or you get a higher qualification, all right? And then you can also have 12 months of relevant work experience or part-time equivalence as well, right? So if you worked for at least 12 months as a carer, that works. Even if you've done it part-time, it still works as well. And then you need to obtain a positive skills assessment from the Australian Nursing and Midwifery Accreditation Council or the Australian Community Workers Association if you obtain your qualifications overseas, right? So if you were trained as a carer overseas, you need to get that skills assessment from the Australian Nursing and Midwifery Accreditation Council. And this also applies if you claim work experience in lieu of the formal qualifications. And then lastly, you need IELTS for this, and the band is 5.0 or its equivalent, all right? Obviously, Australia is an English-speaking country, and working in the health sector, language skills is very important. So that is, all the vital information. So Australia now has an official pathway, an official visa, for carers to move down to Australia to work. So if you're a care assistant, you've been looking for jobs in UK or Canada or US or any other country, you can now add Australia to your list. Look for jobs in Australia and apply on this pathway. All right, so that is really cool. I'm going to leave a link to this in the description so you can go through it to see more information. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Do give it a thumbs up. If you watched up to this point, just give the video a like. It helps the video so more people can get to see it. And also subscribe to the channel if you've not done that already, so you can be seeing more videos like this. And turn on the post notification too, so you can always know when I post a new video. So thank you so much for watching the video to the end. My name is Jackie, and I'll see you in the next one.